out from the root, straight out from where those pieces of hair grow. So as you see with this slice, when I first pull it out, it's going to be angled lower because I'm cutting the hair and lower in that section, and then I'm going to work my way up. That's why you see the angle change in me each time I'm pulling it straight out, because I'm dropping hair as I enough at the beginning, so I'm going back in and I'm trimming a little bit more. It's actually been a little while for her because she waited on me to get off maternity leave, so her ends were a little bad. They weren't too bad, but she went a nice little minute without getting them clipped. So on the side, you're doing the same thing, pulling everything out, straight out. And I grabbed a little bit from the back to use as a guide, and I'm just working my way forward. I sped it up because it's, pretty much self-explanatory at this point. The only thing different is there's no nape in the front, so you don't cut straight across until the very end, because the front is usually cut at an angle. And I'm still taking small slices moving forward, because really around the perimeter of the hairline is usually shorter, so you do want to make sure that you are trimming those ends as well. And now I'm just pulling everything straight down and cutting it at an angle, like a V-shaped angle.